All right. Well, I thank everyone for coming on to the Zoom today. I'm Bill Fagan, CEO of RetireEduConnect. So we definitely have a great treat for you guys, a new product. I've been long awaiting for this product to come out, talking to Scott for months since he told me about it. And I knew this was going to be a game changer. I knew that once this product would launch into the market, because this is just the new way of where things are going now, as far as AI goes, as far as instant issue decision products are being rolled out. And I knew that once Transamerica would have this based on what we're doing here at Retire Edu Connect, especially us being an AI IMO firm. It's going to be insane the way that we teach marketing, the way that we teach social media, the way that we have our contracts designed pretty much direct to Transamerica so you guys can get paid direct commissions and own your book of business is what most people are looking for anyway inside of an opportunity, whereas everyone else is paying through agencies. They control your hierarchy, they control your commissions, they can control everything. You guys can come over here, get another writing number based on who you're affiliated with, and you can join our team. So I want to make sure you guys, once you see this up on YouTube, make sure you guys click the description, below, get yourself a contract, click the like button, click the bell too, so you get any notifications for any other Zoom and opportunities that we put out. Because on Saturdays now, coming up every Saturday around 10 o'clock Eastern, we will be doing trainings on how to generate leads via social media and tools that we have, or video emails, and also $25 IUL leads too that you can get too as well, which are live transfers. Those are the best leads right now. Life insurance is a live transfer. Somebody who's interested in life insurance to be transferred over directly to your cell phone instantly, simultaneously within a couple of days of a minimum order, and a small minimum order too. So it's no fooling around, guys. We're going to be talking a lot about that. It's not about a bunch of fluff. I just wanted to get that out the way and turn it over to Scott, our regional vice president. I've been working with Scott for years, and it's been a great opportunity with him and his team, helping us so far, going through illustrations, doing a lot of work, training us directly, and getting paid handsomely. So Scott, I'll turn it over to you.
Right on. Well, I certainly appreciate that, Bill. And good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Grode. I am the RVP or wholesaler here to support you all from Transamerica. It's a pleasure to be on with you all. And you guys are in for a treat today. This, like Bill had said, this is a product that's been a long time coming. We've been working on it for some time, and we wanted to make sure we got it right. And I think we certainly did. So with that, we're going to discuss the brand new FFIUL 2 Express, which is a simplified issue IUL product we launched just last week on the 16th. So it's live for you now today. Before we do that, I want to make sure y'all have the proper support. So I'm sending in the chat. Hopefully everybody can see that my contact information, as well as my two internal partners, Chris and Jason. Chris and Jason work out of our Denver office. They are available 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time, along with our sales desk. So the first number you see in the chat is the sales desk phone number. If you don't know where to start, you have questions on quoting, product, application stuff, I always just go to them. I mean, these guys are a wealth of knowledge. Like I said, they're available 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Do we have CJ on with us by chance? Is she with us today? I'm not seeing her in the group, but she was asking about ordering marketing pieces, marketing material. If you guys are looking for hard copies of marketing material for this new product or any of our other products, the sales desk is where you can order those, okay? They can get you in touch with underwriting. They are a huge resource for you. So make sure you guys save that 866-545-9058 number and utilize those guys as much as you need, okay? So I want to get that out of the way first and foremost. For those who are not familiar, we launched a new IUL product last year. It was a game changer. This new IUL product is going to be on that same platform, simplified issue, approval in the app. It is also going to be a game changer. We truly believe that. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen here and we will run through this presentation. If you guys have any questions along the way, feel free to cut me off. There's no dumb question. I'm sure if you're thinking it, everybody else is too. So feel free to ask away. And otherwise, we'll have time at the end as well for any questions. You guys see my screen okay? Anybody take themselves off mute? Just confirm.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good.
All right. As I mentioned, it's 100% instant decision. This is the way the market's been going, right? This screen here just shows, hey, look, clients want their policies. They want them quick and easy and painless and as least invasive as possible. And that's what we're delivering. This application is going to be very similar to to our final expense FE Express product, where you find out in the application if the client gets approved or not right then and there. This is the fastest growing life insurance segment in the industry, the IUL instant decision. It's going up exponentially. If you guys aren't on it yet, get with it because this is where clients want their policies. Now, as I mentioned a couple of times already, this is a 100% instant decision. There's no back and forth with new business. There's no back and forth with underwriting. There are no amendments. Those trans amendment days that we had that nickname in the past, those are behind us with this application process. This is a streamlined, as simple as it comes process. The platform, if you're not familiar with it yet for a final expense product, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It is so slick and easy to navigate. The signature process is simple. We'll walk through what those details look like in a little bit. But this application itself should take you, we're saying 15 minutes. I think like our final expense, we're overshooting that. It's probably going to be around 10 to 12 minutes. So very, very quick application for an IUL. Maximum coverage, you'll see this a couple of times in this presentation. We can go up to $500,000 in coverage. Most carriers for a simplified issue IUL are only going up to about 350 or 400. So 500 is the max, and we'll talk about those details here in a second as well. Again, we're pushing this application because we really believe it's one of the best in the industry. It's all digital, it's instant. The illustrations tool in there is fantastic, and it's just streamlined. So we'll bind coverage immediately. You can see the minimum face amount is 50,000. Again, we can go up to 500,000 up to age 60. Age 61 to 70, we'll go up to $300,000 of instant approval IUL. So 500,000 up to age 60 and then 300,000 up to age 70. Who's eligible, right? US citizens and green card holders. Owner and insured must be the same for this product initially. We will be having a phase 2 rollout in the next few months to allow for third-party payers. That just went live for our final expense, but we'll be getting that for this IUL product here in the next couple of months as well. For the initial launch, the owner and insured must be the same individual. We're not doing 1035 exchange for this, and we are not doing this product in New York because, of course, New York is unfortunately it's a challenge to get applications and products approved in that state. Now, risk classes available, pretty simple. It's going to be select non-tobacco or select tobacco. That's all it is. Select non-tobacco or select tobacco. We have different death benefit options. And again, we'll touch on this a little more in detail in a bit, but level increasing. And then we have a graded option, which is really more of an optimal switch. It's going to increase to a certain age, and then it's going to level off to reduce the cost and allow that policy to run the distance. Living benefit options, right? We have critical, chronic, terminal, and then we also are offering the funeral planning concierge rider Everest for face amounts over 250,000. So if you're familiar with our final expense, it comes with all those final expense policies, no matter what. With this product, it's built into the product, starting with death benefits at 250,000 or more. Huge added benefit for those clients. And then we also have a number of index accounts available. For those who've been doing business with Transamerica for a while or are familiar with our FFIUL2 that we've had for years, it's been the number one selling IUL in the industry for about 3 years, right? And one of the things we're really proud of is the performance of that product. I know Forbes wrote an article about Transamerica's IUL. They did an extensive research on the top 30 carriers, I think, and found that Transamerica's was the most reliable illustration in the industry, meaning we're not overpromising and under-delivering. What we illustrate is pretty darn close to what the product actually performed at when they did this review of all the top carriers. Now, with that, we've always had high caps and a floor above zero. Our caps on this product are at our illustration rate on this product are 7.25%, We have a new index account that we launched earlier this year called the Balanced Uncapped Index Account. It's unlike any other in the industry. It really is. It's heavily weighted in equities, guaranteed to be at least two-thirds weighted in equities, which allows you to have more upside potential, and only a third, maximum a third weighted in bonds, which is that volatility control. Usually, when you see an uncapped index account, it's kind of the opposite of that, meaning there's volatility control heavily weighted in bonds or something else that is not allowing that actual upside potential. For us, we flipped it upside down. If you plug this into the markets over the last 20 years, it would have performed over 10%. So really, really high returns on that balanced uncapped index account. I'm really proud of that one, and I think it's going to outperform uh, our illustrations. I really do. So where do you access this, right? It's going to be at your homepage, secure.transamerica.com. You guys are all familiar with this. This is your agent portal. When you log in, if you went to that FE Express tile before, it changed on the 16th. Now it'll say FE Express and FFIUL2 Express, right? So your homepage will look like this. You're going to hit that launch button. It's going to take you here. And then you have two options, right? You're going to either start a new application or you're going to get a quote. For this presentation, we're going to go right into, never mind. We're going to get into the illustration and quote tool later. But real quick, a few solves we have, right? This is a little different than pretty much every other instant approval IUL policy available right now, because we have three one-click easy solves. Three one-click easy solves. You have a target solve. You have a maximize protection solve. Maximize protection is going to be, less funded than target. And then you have a maximum cash value or maximize cash value solve, which is going to be funding it over target to build up that cash value. So where a lot of the simplified issue IUL policies or illustrations have been in the past and currently are, usually they're pretty set. Like you can't really customize things too much. For us, we have three one-click easy solves where you can kind of customize very quickly. And then beyond that, you can change, your death benefit option to be level increasing or optimal switch as well. Again, face amounts up to 500,000 and riders available too. So on the right-hand side of the screen, you see this is what we would call our input page. This is where on the illustration, you would adjust the face amount. You could solve for face amount or solve for premium. You can use that slide bar there on the screen and really just customize the illustration. On the right-hand side of that screen, once you're in the app and you're doing this, the right-hand side of the screen will be the output. So you have your inputs that you see here. The output's going to be like a little chart, and it's going to show you in real action as you adjust things what the projection is for the face amount, the cash value, the death benefit. All that stuff is going to be automatically updated. So when you're there with the client and you want to illustrate this, you're making adjustments on the left, boom, on the right, you're saying, okay, this is what it looks like at age 65. And it's really, really slick. Again, a lot different than other options that have been out there in the simplified issue IUL space already. So balanced uncapped index account. Well, here's the list of all the indexes, right? Global index, balanced uncapped, S&P 500, and then plus accounts. We default to this balanced uncapped index account. I told you that the illustration rate is 7.25%. If you click on that Learn More button that you can see highlighted in green, on the right-hand side, it'll pop out this little box and it'll give you and your client quick details on what those index accounts are made up of, right? Tells you it's a floor of 75 basis points, participation rates over, 100% is 113%, and then the breakup of the actual account. So pretty cool details. Again, I think it's a little more customizable, a little bit more advanced, if you will, than some of the other IULs in the space. Really what we did is we took our fully underwritten product that's been a number one seller, for 3 years, and we adjusted the underwriting and the face amounts, and we made it simplified issue. That's really what we did. So you're getting a lot of like the benefits of a fully underwritten product that you wouldn't normally have. So pretty cool we were able to do this. This is what that output page looks like that I was talking about. You can see the chart down here where the death benefit, is a green line, cumulative cash, cumulative premium, and then cash surrender value as that grows, right? So again, as you're adjusting those inputs on the left, this chart will be adjusting real time for you so you and your client can see what most makes sense. If you want to see the full illustration as you're doing these adjustments, you just go up and hit that download full illustration. If you want to put a client name in there and send it to them, you certainly can't, you don't have to. And then you can just generate that full illustration, download it, and send it to them. You don't have to like print any of this stuff out and get it signed. It's all done in the application. This is just an option that you can email it to them if they want a copy. So, oh, do we have a question? Nope. Okay, we'll keep going. Uh, Signature processes, we still have the in-person or virtual options available. It's going to be the same idea as our FE Express products. So in person, right, they're just clicking the blue box, it inputs the signature for them. Virtual sale is going to be where they receive a text message or an email. They read back the 6-digit number in that text message or email. You input that on your end, and that's their signature. So really, really simple signature options for them available. Same idea again as the FE Express. Part one is going to be client's personal information. They're going to answer their health and lifestyle questions. They sign the app, you sign the app, and then boom, they get approved or they don't. Right. So this is I think we over exaggerate what the signature process looks like. This is what it looks like here. They would get their text message and read back the 6-digit code to you. You input that here in the app and then click agree and sign for client. Did we have a question? I think I
Yes,
heard
real
somebody.
quick.
Yeah.
So, first, I wanted to just comment as an IUL agent. I, primarily started with that. I'm going to say that this is perfect, and we're not even done, but this is perfect. That's not gas, that's real. But are you saying that the same health questions, it's not more health questions because it's an IUL, it's the same health questions as a FE Express?
It's going to be different questions. Yeah, it's going
Okay.
to be different questions. Yeah, different underwriting and different questions than the FE Express for sure. We're not getting the same approvals we'll be, we get with the FE Express as we'll
Hmm.
be getting with this product. So there's definitely different underwriting going on for this product. If you're at all familiar with like Mutual of Omaha's IULE, we're probably going to be in the ballpark as far as underwriting goes with that product, I imagine. Now, as you know, we have this product launch, we'll find out more about where our underwriting niches are. Right now, I'm not certain, but I would say we're probably going to be in line underwriting wise with most of the other IUL carriers as far as that goes. The questions are going to be different than the final expense for sure.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. Yep. So this page here, this is just the agent commission outline. You sign the app and then you get the congratulations, client's been approved, right? So this, we had that first signature ceremony, client gets approved right there. And now part two is going to be figuring out what we're going to lock in coverage at. We're doing that illustration here. And then we're going to put in beneficiary and banking info, sign the app and be done. So this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, right? 3 one-click easy solves. You change, you adjust your face amount to whatever the client's looking for. Right hand side shows all the outputs, and then you're going to confirm coverage and move forward. If the client does not get approved with this product, there's going to be what we call a hard decline and a soft decline. A hard decline is going to be like, unfortunately, we're not able to offer you any coverage for sure. Okay. A soft decline is going to say, hey, you're not a good fit for this product, this simplified issue IUL, but you might be a good fit for our other IUL. So we have that fully underwritten IUL. If, for instance, somebody is maybe they're table rated, they'd be table rated table C or D or something like that. Um, they wouldn't fit for this product, right? But they could possibly, get approved for a fully underwritten and go that route. If they wanted to go that route, unfortunately, they'd have to do a new application through IGO for that product. It doesn't transfer the data. But just know that there's going to be, hard decline, a soft decline, or an approval that happens. So part two, again, we locked in coverage. We did the illustration right then and there. And now we're going to put in beneficiary and banking info. Again, pretty standard stuff. We assign those. And then we have that final signature process. This is doing like a virtual sale where the client gets a text message. Again, they read back that 6-digit PIN to you. You input it on your end and sign for the client. And then once it's done, it's been submitted, the next page will say application complete. Now you can download a PDF of this policy promise. So that's the option. Then it'll show, that policy will show up in your portal. With this product, they're going to have access, the client's going to have access to their client login. So they'll go to transamerica.com and they can actually go in, view their policy. They can do policy reviews through there and request illustrations in the future. And then they'll also be able to adjust things like banking information and beneficiary information. So make sure, when the client gets their policy, let them know they'll get their welcome email as well. Hey, please register here. It's recommended to get them in there so that they can keep up with this policy and see how it's performing. They don't have to contact customer service for that. They should be able to view all that stuff in the portal. So that was, I know we ran through that pretty quickly. That was the quick and gritty presentation here. I want to shift gears here for a second and show you guys. This is like a little demo click through thing. I can send you all the link to so you can familiarize yourself with it if you'd like. But this is it's kind of like a sandbox thing. So I have to click and the highlighted sections, it doesn't allow me to click all over and do what I want, but it gives us an idea of what a process might look like. So from your standpoint, you log into your agent portal, you click on that FE Express / FFIUL tab, and it brings you here, right? So you're going to start a new application or get a quote. So we get a quote here. We're going to put in the product is going to be, the FFIUL2 Express, gender, date of birth, and then the risk class, select tobacco or non-tobacco, hit continue. And we're going to get a quote. So from here, right? So this is just, again, 3 one-click easy solves. As we click over to the next solve, you notice that on the right-hand side, this all adjusted, right? Same thing when we click maximize cash value, automatically adjusts so you guys can see with the client real time how the premium would adjust, what the outlook looks like. You can hover over it and see what the numbers all come out to look like. So pretty cool capabilities within this illustration tool. If you want to show income, you can go down here and do the advanced option and show income as well. And then again, up here is where you would download that full illustration on the top right. So if you wanted to start the application, you'd click that button here. I think it'll let me maybe. There we go, start application. Now that illustration should show up in the full application for you. So when you get to that point after the approval, it should automatically transition for you. And then, if you want to make adjustments to it there, you certainly can. But whatever you quoted up front and then started at the application, it should go right in there for you. So you don't have to do it over again. So you got your state. It's going to ask you if it's in person or virtual. You're going to save the proposed insurer's information, intended coverage, right? We've got all the information here, start application. Does your client consent to do business electronically? Yes. Other insurance. And now we're just, client information is inputting all this for us, obviously. Again, pretty standard stuff. Save client information. And go right into the health questions. And then we go right into the lifestyle questions. So this is really what it looks like. So it's not a condensed version here. And then it's going to ask, how does the client want to receive their signature option? Do they want a text message or an email? Let's choose text message. accept the terms and conditions, confirm and send. The client's going to receive that text message and give you the 6-digit PIN. So this is what you're seeing on your end here. You're going to input that PIN and agree to sign client document. You're going to do your agent commission disclosure, agent statement. You're going to sign and submit, right? Inputs your signature for you. And then it's going to think for a second, and congratulations, Julia is approved. So it should have transferred over that illustration we initially ran. And here we're just having that conversation with the client one more time. Yeah, does this look like what we want, or do we want to adjust it? We confirm coverage and move forward. It's going to ask us for, the purpose of coverage, source of income, and save additional policy information. And then we go right into that beneficiary information, assigned benefits, and payment information. Oh, what am I missing? Edit. There we go. Oh, you can edit the date. That's right. So you want to make sure that you have that conversation with them on when they want that draft to come out, that recurring draft. Make sure that they select the date that they want, because right now it's just like our FE Express. Unfortunately, once that date is selected, we can't go and adjust it right now. I know it's crazy. That will be an enhancement coming hopefully by the end of the year. But for now, make sure that whatever date they select, that's the date they want their draft to come out. Billing information, pretty standard. And then agent signs and client's going to sign. Same thing as before, right? Text message or email. They read back, they give you that 6-digit PIN. You input it and confirm and sign for the client. And then boom, policy has been complete. So it's been submitted, it's active, and now you can download the PDF of that policy promise and return to dashboard. That quick, that's how quick and easy it is. I'm going to take this screen share off for a moment here, if we can figure out how. I know I cruised through that pretty quickly. Does anybody have any questions on that right off the bat?
Yes, Aubrey here again. So I noticed I clicked through a few of the strategies. Is it generally a 0.7, I can't remember if it was 7.5 floor?
Hmm.
Is that generally all the strategies?
Yep. So every one of our index accounts shares the same floor of,
Okay.
0.75%, 75 basis points.
That's
Yep.
competitive in itself.
It
Um,
is.
yeah,
Yeah. A
most
floor above
companies.
zero is always a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That and our illustrated rate, 7.25. The actual performance of all of our index, are over 8%. But we illustrate 7.25%. Like I said, that balanced uncapped index account,
Mm,
if they took that and plugged it into the markets over the last 20 years, would have performed at over 10%. It's
that's
incredible. One of the
that's
reasons why we're able to do this is because we do our own in-house hedging, meaning
mm,
we have a team in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, actually, that's all they do. And we don't outsource that to a company in New York. It allows
right.
us to reduce costs and keep a consistently high cap.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
I mean, most companies are illustrating between 5 and 6,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
they shave a little bit off too, but
Sure.
based off of their performance. So you guys are leading the way on that, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's, legally carriers can, they're only able to illustrate up to a certain amount, right, based off of their performance. For us to be able to illustrate 7.25, that's an earned amount. Like we could illustrate more for sure,
Hmm.
but Transamerica is also a relatively conservative company when it comes to things like this, and I think that's why Forbes found that our illustration was the most reliable in the industry because we're not overshooting, we're not overpromising. We just have consistently high caps. I think it's just us and Allianz that do their own in-house hedging. And why that's cool is because, when there's a downturn in the markets, a lot of carriers are forced to reduce their caps. So when things turn back up, and generally when they go back up quick, there's a lot missed because they're late to the party in increasing their caps. Ours generally don't change because we're able to reduce that cost. We're not outsourcing that. And we keep our consistent high caps. So when the markets turn back up, we're capturing more of that upside potential.
Right. It's not sleeping. Yeah. Actively
Exactly.
managed.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Can the first payment be delayed? Good question. So right now, and thank you for asking that. I'm glad you did because I forgot to bring this up. So One of the one of the things that we have right off the bat here with this policy is that it has to be drafted upon submission. It has to be drafted upon submission of the app. Recurring draft dates can be selected, so you'll get like the client will pay a prorated amount, right? Say for instance, today is the 21st, and the client wants recurring drafts to be on the 5th of every month. It's going to do a prorated amount from here to the 5th, and then from the 5th, it'll be a normal premium amount thereafter. But yeah, I want to be upfront about that. The first draft is upon submission of the app. And I think that's another thing too. We gave feedback right away on that. I understand not all clients are going to want to do that. Um, so I think we'll get that adjusted too to allow some more flexibility with that in the future.
Well, that's pretty well. I mean, if the client doesn't have that much that day, you could just kind of schedule it out and then, to be a
Yeah.
prorated amount of just,
Yeah, you could do that. The other option I was thinking of is maybe, you get all the way to the end and you just don't submit the app until the date that they want the draft. It's just a couple days away. I know it's not ideal, but it might be a workaround in the meantime until we get it updated. You could get the approval, get it all the way to the end, and instead of submitting the app, you can just, you'll exit out. It'll save in your portal for you. And then, the date that they want that draft to come out, you can go back in, finish that last signature process, and it'll draft immediately.
how about that commission? I'm gonna ask it. Nobody
Nice.
else gonna ask it.
Yeah, yeah, no, I appreciate it. All right, so the commission is gonna be higher than our current FFIUL. On our IUL, you get paid based off of the target premium. So if clients paying target premium, our targets are very competitive. That mixed with the commission should net you a pretty high commission. Um, I think, and I haven't. Here's my problem too, Aubrey, is I haven't seen the grids come out yet, but it should be somewhere between 5 and 8 points higher than the current FFIUL, I think.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And then Bill asked, "What are the draft payment methods?"
Oh, yeah. Thank you for asking. We can do credit card, debit card, or bank draft. Credit card, debit card, bank draft. No direct bill and no Social Security billing on this IUL.
And then, say a client is ready to go, they pay that day. Um, what is uh, realistic expectation of commission being paid out? Is it 3 days, a week?
Yeah, it should be pretty in line. My understanding is it should be pretty in line with our FE Express, where it should be within about we say about 48 hours.
Okay, nice. And then with the credit card, if they decide to pay with the credit card, it's paid as earned, right?
Correct. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so just like the FE Express, if they pay with credit or debit card, yeah, it's going to be as earned commissions, right? So as they pay each month, you'll get your commission each month.
Excellent.
Yeah, I hope you all get a chance to try it out here soon and or at least, play around with it. If you guys have any, immediate feedback, good or bad, something you're seeing, please let us know. When carriers launch new products like this, it's always good to hear the quick feedback so that, if there's anything that we missed or overlooked, um, hopefully we can jump on it right away and get it fixed, or maybe it's already, in the works and we can give you a good update that, hey, we're already working on it. It's coming out soon. But yeah, anything good or bad, please let us know.
Now, since it launched, right, the last couple of days, what type of feedback have you got, so far? Because I know some people gotta, weed the bugs out. They're
Yeah.
submitting apps through. People are excited. And also, another question would be now that you have an app for payment methods where clients can actually get an Apple or Android and download Transamerica and they can fix their billing issues and they can go in there and download their policies or, you know, all types of things. Um, I guess that will help with retention. So just a little bit about both of those things, the help with retention and also feedback that you got from the field possibly so far.
And I don't
I
want to
got a quick
jinx it.
question. Got a quick question for you, Scott. This is Cliff. So my mother-in-law, right? I heard you give New York always has the big X on it, so I'm used to that.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mother-in-law, she lives in New York, obviously, but she's
Mhm.
always also down here in Virginia with us, right?
Okay.
Um, Being that if you want to call it dual residency or, she stays here at times and then back in New York, can I write her in Virginia?
Yeah, you should be able to write her in Virginia when she's there. Yeah, as long as
Right.
she's not going to Virginia for the purpose of life insurance, of course, then
No,
yeah, you
she's
should be good. You should be good to write a client in Virginia.
okay. Thank you.
Bill, to answer your question, feedback I've gotten so far, again, I don't want to jinx it, but so far it's been really good. And I'm not just saying that, again, I don't want to jinx it, but people have been really excited about it, especially those who have been writing a lot of simplified issue IULs, comparing us to some of the other ones that they use. They really, really like our illustration tool and the flexibility and customization that's available. They like that uncapped index account. They like the approval in the app. So you're not wasting a ton of time filling out banking information and then, a day later or, after you submit the whole thing, you get a decline. The one feedback that I've gotten that hasn't been good was not all clients want the draft to happen upon issue. When they submit the app, I totally get that. We've ran that feedback up the chain already for sure. So again, I'm hoping by the end of the year we'll have that adjusted that we don't have to draft upon submission. But aside from that, yeah, I think so far it's been really positive feedback. I did hear, with underwriting. There was diabetes was one that came up. So we'll approve somebody if they were diagnosed after age 60, but not before age 60. Okay, so if they're diagnosed with diabetes before age 60, that's a decline on this product. Okay, so I would recommend take a look at the underwriting guide. I'll send it out to y'all and kind of familiarize yourself with that stuff before you start submitting apps too, so you know, hey, this is a decline or not, because it's definitely different underwriting than the FE Express. And again, it should be pretty in line with the other IULEs of the world. But right now, I don't know exactly where the niches are. The general feedback's been really positive, mostly around the performance and the illustration tool and how smooth that application is. Oh, and then yeah, as far as Persistency, yeah, you're right. Like when you give access to a client, especially, an IUL, an IUL client, generally, they're going to be under age 60. Generally, they're going to be able to log in and see, how that product performs. And when they do that, they're more invested in it. It's definitely going to help with keeping policies on the books, keeping your persistency high, making sure there's no chargebacks and things of that nature. So I'm super excited that we finally have a portal available for clients to go in, especially on a product where there's more moving parts, the flexible premium, years down the road with servicing, how these products can go with some carriers. Um, if you have to be that involved and it's eating up your time on a client you sold 10 years ago, I mean, of course you want to help them out, but wouldn't it be nice if they could just log into their portal and access that stuff themselves? So I'm thrilled about it. I think it'll help a lot with persistency.
Let me make sure I
We don't
heard
have accidental death benefit rider available on this product, unfortunately. I think maybe next year they'll look at adding some other things to it, but right now for day one, it's not going to be available.
you. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Yeah. Let me make sure I got you right. Before 60 with diabetes before 60 is a decline. That's what you're
Correct.
saying. But
Yeah,
after 60,
diagnosed before 60 is a decline.
but diagnosed after 60, you're good to
We're
go.
okay with. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Hey
Okay.
man, don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, I don't know how they came up with that, but yeah, if they're diagnosed after age 60, we'll approve them before age 60, unfortunately, decline. So the question is the policy written in the state it is written or the residential state of the applicant? The policy is in the state that the insured and owner are signing in, right? So what state are they in at the time of their signature? Are they in Virginia or are they in New York? If it's in New York, it should be a New York application, which we can't do. If they're in Virginia, then, it's a Virginia application, right? And that would work.
What about Florida?
Florida's good. We love
Okay,
Florida.
awesome.
Yeah, Florida's good. Oh,
Good.
juveniles. Let me talk about juveniles real quick. So juveniles is coming. We don't have it available just yet, but we think we'll have it in the next few weeks. So right now, this product's 18 years old to age 70. Anything under 18 we cannot do for this simplified issue product. In the coming weeks, we'll make an announcement. We're going to allow for juveniles for this product. But for day one, like I said, juveniles are not accepted.
So when it comes to the policy owner, are you still able to the insurer could be someone else and the owner could be someone else on this policy, like what you just did with FE Express?
Day one, no, Bill. Unfortunately, yeah, day one, owner and insured are going to have to be the same person.
Okay,
That's another update that's supposed to be coming in a few weeks because I know we just did that for FE Express,
right.
but not the case on this one. Owner and insured are going to have to be the same person on this.
Okay. All right. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's why I'm getting all these
yeah, I
questions right
appreciate it.
now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. No, Nevada's good. Somebody's asked about Nevada in the chat. Nevada's good. Yeah, the only state we're not going to have this product for is New York. We ran through that pretty quick. Any last final questions? I can give you guys some time back of your day,
So,
or
I,
I'll send you all the links for this product too, so you can get out to the team.
okay. So, another question. Can they call the same hotline number for FE Express? Would that be the same number
Yeah,
for?
and I'll put that in here too.
Okay. So, so if you guys are already contracted, if you have questions, you could call the number that we call for FE Express, you could do too. Can an applicant change their index account?
Yeah, so
Some
I
other
just put that in the
questions.
chat for y'all. Yeah, I just put it Express support. They're going to cover the new IUL and the FE Express, final expense product. So 800-45. Oh, that's not the right number. Don't write that down. 453-1448. 453-1448. Can an applicant change their index account designation after the policy is in effect? Yes, they can. Yeah, so they should be able to do that through their client portal actually in the future. So they can make those adjustments for sure. Absolutely.
Hey, Scott, I didn't clearly see on the beneficiary side if they are required to have a social security number for their
Uh, we
beneficiary.
we require either Social Security or date of birth.
Okay,
Either or.
okay, perfect. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, Scott, so on that website, people can go and get more information directly because it's a public company. So you guys have public information, some trainings and everything. And I know a lot of people on here who are contracted or not contracted watching this for the first time because they actually want to see how this is going to flow. There's other trainings, guys, that I would email to you too that corporate's doing, that Steve's doing, and a few other people that they're doing corporate sites, guys, coming out Thursday and other time zones too. So we can I can send those to you as well. Also, I can send you guys the contracts as well. Whoever's not contracted or who needs an additional writing number. Again, if you do need additional writing number, there's another form that has to be filled out. I have to sign off and send it back to Transamerica. So you have another login, another writing number to go back in. So you guys want to work with us and get some real skill training, some social media training, you know, other training where you guys can generate leads or just a $25 live transfer lead so you guys can write. We call this the Rolls Royce of life insurance, but we also need an easy way to write it. Also, we have other funnel videos too that will educate the client to make a decision to get an IUL as well. So we have that as well. You guys can purchase that on your own. The text to clients so they can watch it. But the good thing is once you text a client or email a client to watch a funnel page that's a lead capture, and once you get that lead, now you can log in and actually illustrate on the spot and send that illustration back over to that client to take a look at. Or maybe a few illustrations. Maybe it's $200, $300, $400 a month. You guys can send back to them, save that client. You know, the client wants to move forward, fill out the application. You let them know, hey, we do have the funds now. Hey, if I get you approved, are you ready to go? Yes. Hey, congratulations, you're approved. Are you ready to go? I can send this over to you to get the text. You put in the digits. You know, you submit the application. You get paid 48 hours. Is that the flow, Scott? Do you think that that's the? You're on mute, Scott. I think you're on mute, Scott.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. What you're saying?
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea. You can run them a couple quick illustrations, a couple different premium amounts, see what fits their budget. You can download those very quickly and send the full illustration that shows them, the guarantees, midpoint, and the projected amount, projected rate. And yeah, and then have that discussion with them. You get them pre-approved, and boom, they're done in minutes. I love that idea.
A second writing number, Leonard. Yeah. So if you fill out my contracting and you go to request a new or Insurance Bay, request a new account. If you have Insurance Bay already, just create another email. I mean, it's another password. You log in. You just go to new contract. Just do a new Don't transfer. Just do a new contract. It'll come back over to me. Transamerica get it. They'll let me know that you have to fill out a form. Okay, that I have to sign off on and send it over. Okay. Some contracts, most of the contracts, it will happen. Some of them it won't. You might have to wait 6 months because there might be an agreement with Transamerica. But most of the contracts, people out there, it will actually work, especially if you guys are getting paid through an agency. A lot of brokers are coming over who are being paid by an agency or low contracts. Guys, we have very high contracts here. Most of the brokers that are here, contracts are over 90, 100% for IUL, not final expense, for IUL. And you mean to tell me you're going to get another 5 to 8%? So this is, yeah, yes, high contracts, right? I mean, so yeah, well, we'll email it to you. Check your email. You'll see the contract in there, fill it out. But I just want to tell you guys this Saturday, and I will email you guys. We will show you guys because we have a lot of young people on our team, and most people they want to learn social media. They want to use tools that are very inexpensive that they could just post instantly, or AI is just posting for them, or sending out funnels or lead capture pages. We have a tool where it will make you a lead capture website in 5 minutes, right, Aubrey? 5 minutes, an entire financial page in 5 minutes that'll capture the lead for you. So we have these tools. We're going to show them every Saturday at 10 o'clock. It'll be this Saturday too. We'll email you that link, that Eventbrite rate. Now that you guys are in my ecosystem, we'll send it to you and you'll guys see how our AI works, our other lead programs or video emails, as well, because you have to stay current, guys. If you don't learn AI now, you're dead. Because what you just saw, what Scott just showed you, was AI doing underwriting. That's what it was doing. He just showed you, you just watched it, literally AI do the entire application. So guys, if you catch some young people, that know AI, stick to them, learn from them, because it's not like you're going back to school to learn this stuff. You just got to get on those Saturday Zooms and webinars, and we'll show you guys how to use these tools, very inexpensive tools, and teach and train you guys as you go on out seeing your book of business or you have a higher contract. You guys can work with Transamerica. You can work with Scott and his team and get training directly by corporate, by his team, to help you guys do some one-on-ones if possible. Or you can watch the corporate Zooms, and you guys can contact with me too. We're all writers. We're all putting in applications, and we all just want to own our book of business. No one wants to be terminated because you didn't get on a Zoom from your upline, or you're chasing equity in a company that you're never going to get, in an agency. You're paid by an agency. No, you want to be paid directly by Transamerica. You get that big hit in your account, and you're like, hey, I made the right decision. While I'm also helping the client out with this new tool that just came out. So instant issue IUL, instant issue final expense. You guys can't beat that. So either way, you probably can get a person a plan if you call up that hotline and just do a risk assessment. They will probably tell you, if that client's going to go through. All you need is just a good lead system. If you guys are going to use, the social media way or live transfers, great. Or if you like some of us too, like CJ and a few other people, use grassroots table events. You can order supplies from Scott. Scott, hooks me up, gives me a bunch of t-shirts and polos and and just other giveaways, to get information, out there in the community, and do these grassroots table events as well. That, because sometimes seeing people warm, they trust you, they want to talk about life insurance. And when you meet these 20, 30, 40, 50-year-olds that are in good health, they want the Rolls Royce of life insurance. They want their money to make money. They want compounded interest. They don't just want term all the time. Term is good, not saying it, but it doesn't, your money is not making money. You can't use that money. You can't, use it for collateral, or pledge it against for business lines of credit or loans or other products. But with IULs, you can. So with this space, at least you guys have a portfolio full of products that you actually can offer anyone. If someone's on dialysis with FE Express, you could get them first aid coverage or run it through the system, which is insane. COPD, congestive heart failure. If you guys got this, you could get them any type of heart condition with Transamerica. So they're taking great risks for people who have maintenance, who have taking maintenance drugs or seeing scheduled care or care management. They're giving them first aid coverage for a lot of different selective items. That is great to add this to your portfolio than focusing on, products that don't have an estate planning component with it, like a will, living will, or power of attorney. Well, at least with this product, with both products, FE Express, you get the funeral concierge, you get Everest, and also if it's over 250,000 in death benefit for the IUL, you could get a will living will power of attorney, whatever. So just talk a little bit about that before we wrap up, at least about that. Unlike the other competitors out there, you do have concierge funeral planning or estate planning with that. Maybe we could wrap this up.
Man, Bill, we gotta hire you. We appreciate the shout out, man, and always good to be on your guys' call. I appreciate everybody's time today. Bill, I'll send you all the links here in just a minute to get out to the team. If you guys have any questions at all, I hope you got my contact information in the chat. Don't hesitate to reach out to myself, my team, or the sales desk. We're here for you. Again, if you have any feedback on this product, good or bad, I would love to hear it. I mean, it's brand new, so anything you have, just shoot me a text or give me a call, and would love to hear the feedback. So again, thank you all for your time. We appreciate the partnership and look forward to doing a lot of business with you guys.
Thank you, Scott. I'll put this on YouTube. Guys, click on the link and subscribe so you guys can get more videos like this from us. So appreciate that, Scott. Take care, guys. I'll email this all out to you guys with the contracts. Take care. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Have a good day. Thanks.
Bye.